Hey everyone, it's Joe, the 50-something Dasher, with another video recap here. And you know what time it is right now. It's time for me to talk about another loss. That's right, two straight days in a row loss. Uh, and I was thinking about it earlier. I'm starting to think that this week in particular, I'm just getting force fed a slice of humble pie. I mean, I mean, in my early days of dashing, again, it's coming up on a year that I started dashing, and I've talked about how I used to watch all the YouTube content, and I'd watch all these other content creators in some of these other different markets. Oh, I decline 10, 15 orders before I'll get a good one, and I do, my acceptance rate is 15%, and yada yada. And the whole time I'm going along in my zone at 75, 80% acceptance rate, and things are going hunky-dory, and I really don't see I mean, I see bad offers, but a lot of times, I'd hear these gig tubers say that they'll, in like 15 minutes time, I decline 20 offers in a row before I get a good offer. Well, heck, in this zone here, sometimes I may not even, in a full 8-hour shift, I might not even see 20 offers. So a lot of times, I would do in a day, in a whole day's time, I do like maybe 9 out of 12 or 10 out of 15, 18 out of 22 total offers I would do. That kind of a frequency every day. And I tell you what, yesterday and today, like I said, I've been seeing the bad orders, and I'm in uncharted territory that I've never been in before. So I'm now, for the very first time, I'm kind of getting to see what it's like for some other dashers out there that have to go through that many bad orders in a day. I'm finally, for the very first time, starting to see it. So I'll stop rambling and get into the madness here. First order was a decline. Uh, 50 cents a mile. Going clear out east past Obeds, not doing it. So decline. And then my acceptance going into the day, I believe was either like 67 or 68%. So I have to take this. I've talked about it before. When I get below 75%, I lower my standards of taking orders. This is all within zone. Most all of the miles is just getting to that part of my zone. Um, Actually, it looks like I'm at home for this offer, and so I went ahead and took it to get me my first order and get out there. And another thing too is that where this pickup and delivery is, this is where I like to be for breakfast time. So it's getting me to the area I want to be in. So $3 order. Congratulations to me. This was kind of raunchy, but again, I have lower standards. I gotta take this. Um, $6, 9 miles. They ended up stacking it. So all total with the stack, it ended up not being. I don't know, maybe it was still bad, but you see the Panera is pretty much practically next door to the White Castle. It only took a minute to get to Panera from White Castle, and then so now you're talking two orders for 11.50, 12 miles. It's okay. That's an okay stacked order, especially when you're low on acceptance rate. That's not bad. So the and then I had now I got a note here, but I'm not sure which of the two orders this was, but I got this is kind of irritating when I get to the customer. It was a hand to customer. They weren't answering. I called. They said to leave it at the door. Okay. Well, it's kind of irritating. When you get these customers where you can't text them. I'm not sure what they do in the settings to disable texting, but with some customers do that, and I can't send them my picture. Um, that I dropped it off at the door. And there's also a standardized message that I send on hand to customers, order delivered, thank you for placing your DoorDash order today. And I wait about a minute before I close out hand to customer orders after I send my message. And but texting was disabled, so I couldn't text anything. In those situations, I forgot to do this morning, but I usually still take a picture anyway, and to put on my camera roll on my phone. But I didn't do that, and you're basically just taking a chance and rolling the dice, and I did, and nothing happened. So I got lucky on that one. Another decline city. It's like like I said, I've lowered my standards. Today I'll do $3 for 5 miles, or if I have to, I'll do a minimum $2 order or whatever. But I'm not going to take anything like to the extreme. It's still just like only the 7th of the month. It's just we still got a lot of time left. I'm not going clear out to the east side, and not at 7:23 in the morning. This like rush traffic time. For $9 decline, acceptance rate getting even worse. Of course, I have to take this. I have to take it. I mean, this is it's it looks horrible. 475, almost 9 miles, but it's all in zone driving. So I gotta lower my standards. I gotta take this. It is what it is. Delivered to once I got over there, I mean, it was easy. Just pick up and deliver to a daycare that I've been to many times before, but, you know, and I knew mileage was going to be bad today, and of course I'll get to that. Um, 425. Look at this. I get clear down, to southern part of my zone, drop that off, and then I gotta go clear back, to another part of my zone again. I'm like crisscrossing my zone to get to these pickups and deliveries. It's they gotta do this to me when my acceptance rate is down. Just unbelievable. I absolutely unbelievable. I do this one. I track across the other side of my zone and knock this out for my $4. Um, And then this one's pretty decent. You see, I'm pretty close to the pickup. 550, only 2.5 miles, so I catch a little bit of a break. Still not really high, only 550, but it is lower mileage and a little bit of a break. The When I was approaching the customer, the pin was on a very specific house across the street from the customer. So I get out of the car and start walking to that, even though it's the wrong house number. And then I see the customer standing at her door, waving, and I go up to the customer. I was like, "Yeah, the pin is on that other house." She said, "Yes, I know. I've called. I've complained. I've been complaining about that, and it won't get fixed." And uh, I know what she's going through. We had a lot of GPS issues with this apartment. It was we moved into it when it just after it was built. Brand new apartment. um, Unbelievable. Um, I decline this, but maybe I should have taken it though. I mean, it's not. I mean, this is a bad order, but it's only one customer. So I would have, even though it's a bad order and it's you know I gotta go to two. See, I saw this and I was like, I gotta make 3 stops and I'm only gonna make $4. But this isn't as bad as some of these other orders I'm about to show here. And I, if I could go back and I would take this order, knowing what I know now about how the rest of the dash went, I would take this because it's it's all within zone, and I pick up 2 orders on my order count. You know, so I got some things I'm wanting to fall off, some drops off my record from last Friday, so it would have helped as far as picking up 2 orders, only delivering to one customer. But I declined it. Then I start getting like, oh, okay, well, first we get to this. Okay, so first is you know, see, we I showed you this type of order I got yesterday. 550 Meyer, 2.5 miles, taking this all day long, every day, for the rest of my life. I'm going to take this order. This is an automatic accept. Okay, then I'm gonna try and make this video short because it's late. I'm tired and uh okay, here we go. Here we go. Look, I told you the offers were gonna get really bad. $13. Now here's another one. 2 pickups going to one customer. But look how much worse this one is compared to that previous one that I should have took. $13 going clear out to Buffalo, New York, practically, and and for only $13 decline, and I'm tanking my acceptance rate, order after order after order decline. Okay, now I get a couple back-to-back orders from Meyer that are fairly decent orders, and I'm thinking, okay, well now maybe things can start to trend in the right direction. Hopefully, and I'm crossing my fingers. Um, I get this Meyer order. And yeah, it's dollar for dollar, it's $18, 18 miles, and I'm gonna have the deadhead miles back, but I gotta take it, because of the acceptance rate. The items was a little bit scary, but then once you look at the list, it wasn't that bad. You see, most all of it is meat. So you just one area of the store just about, and there was just this first and last item were an HBC. Had a little bit of trouble with finding that nail file, but I found it. Um, you see these brats, four of those, three each of this and the bread, and so not that many different items to shop for. This was an easy shop. Um, I get the next a similar order. Dollar for $12, 12 miles. Well, you might as well say 13 miles. But this one's only one item. So I take this, and so I do like a long distance mile, come back. Okay, now let's do another long distance mile. And, I got to. And the one item, this was a case of Pampers, so I didn't, put this in it's too big to put in a grocery sack. So it almost felt like I was delivering a package, to this customer. And so I made the mistake again when I talked about this where, okay, you see the time here, 10:28. So, you figure the time I went out to those 12 miles and then I'm coming back into my zone. Guess what time it is when I'm entering back into my zone? It's the top of my busiest hour. And what I'm going to have to start doing is see when I leave my zone and anytime I come back, it's the Stringtown Road area that I usually come back to. That's what you hit first, and then I try to go to the other areas. But I get caught in Stringtown with bad offer, bad offer, bad offer, bad offer, bad offer. If I hit that like right at 11 a.m. And I don't get that. If I'm up over, north to that hot spot, the orders aren't nearly as bad and the distance isn't as long on those orders. But so what I should have done today, and I didn't, and I'm going to have to remember to do this for tomorrow and all of next week, that this situation here, I'm coming back to my zone at 11 o'clock. I should have paused the dash when I dropped off that box of diapers. Set the diapers down on the front step, close out the order, sit in my car, pause, dash, and then get to the part of my zone that I want to be in, get there first, then unpause it. But I didn't, and here is what happened. Decline number one, 50 cents a mile, 725, 14-mile Bibby Bop going clear out again to Buffalo, New York. Decline. Decline number two, $4, 9 miles. I'm really going to go to downtown Columbus at 4 minutes till 11. I'm really going to do that. And another side story to this decline. This is just horrible. This is as horrible. I one time I did see a $2 offer going to downtown Columbus. Believe it or not. And this is just almost as bad as that. Fast forward till after my dash was over, well after it was over and my wife and I was eating lunch, I got a text from my dasher buddy. He sent me a screenshot from earlier in his dash and like a little caption, yeah, I'm really going to take this or some kind of caption like that. I look at the order and the screenshot he sent me looked really familiar. It was this order. Mine's time stamped 1056. I think his was time stamped 1054. So he got this order first, declined it, obviously, and 2 minutes late, I don't know, maybe it might have went to one or two, maybe even three other Dashers. And then it comes to me that DoorDash didn't raise the price on it. I've heard that when Dashers decline orders, DoorDash is supposed to kick in extra money so that somebody will take it. But 2 minutes later, there was nothing added on by DoorDash to this offer. I thought that was kind of interesting. Here we go, decline number 3 in a row. And look at the times on that: 10:55, 10:56, 10:56. I'm getting bombarded here. Fazoli's again, 6:25, 9 miles east of downtown Columbus. No, thank you. I didn't take the other one. Why would I take this one for $2 more? That's going to entice me to go to downtown at 11 o'clock at my peak time. Decline number 4. I guess this is look at that, 10:57. It was just like boom, boom, boom. I guess this is the best of the 4, but I declined this one too. I don't know. Maybe I should have took that one. I'm right on top of Panda Express. But it's going again east side. This one isn't Buffalo. It's more like, this is like Pennsylvania here. But still, I declined it. Oh, man. This one, I was so... And then... But then I finally, and look at this, you see, not even a minute past, boom, another order. But finally, I got a decent one. So this, obviously, I'm taking $6 hidden tip. Not even a mile and a half. I had passed the McDonald's. I had to do a real quick turnaround into another business and come back. But it's like, man, I had to decline 4 orders, and when my acceptance rate was already down in order to get this one. And I was so flustered and everything. I didn't even see it that when I got this screen, I didn't even pay attention that there was a hidden tip. But I think it was only $1. Yeah, it was $1. It was funny. I deliver this. A customer had never had McDonald's delivered before. She's like, "Oh, what about the drink?" Yeah, that's in the sack. And then what about this and that and that? And I said, "Yeah, no. McDonald's puts everything in one sack. That's how they do it." And, Then I get a stacked Romeos. This, I think I had mentioned this Brooklyn Calzones in a video last week. That's the same place. And kind of sort of raunchy. $9. I don't know. I guess this is a decent order. I get there and they tell me it's going to be like, I kind of messed up on this order. I really messed up. Not kind of messed up on this. I really messed up on it. Okay, so the girl tells me it's on one of the orders, it's going to be 7 minutes. There was wings with the order, so it's going to be 7 minutes on that. I'm like, okay, fine. I'll wait on it. I told her, well, I'll wait on it, and DoorDash may prompt me to drop the orders, and if so, I'll probably be dropping them. But otherwise, I'll wait. She's like, okay. Okay, a couple minutes later, she proceeds to tell me that one of the orders is done. And she says, but are you still waiting on the second one? Yeah, I'll wait for both of them. Well, she goes and puts that first order on the rack behind her instead of giving it to me. And this is where I kind of messed up. I should have said, "Oh no, if you want, just give me that order. I'll take that out. I'll, accept that order in my app. I'll take it out to the car and I'll come back for." And that's what I normally do. But this time, for whatever reason, I didn't do that. She just set it on the rack, and I was up. I think I was updating these notes for this video, and I was doing other things, emails, text messages. So I didn't really bother with it today. Okay, a minute later, DoorDash prompts me to drop an order. I don't really pay much attention to which order it was. I figure that because obviously I arrived at the place at the same time for both orders, obviously, I just assumed it was going to allow me to drop both of them. So it prompts me to drop an order. I drop it. Okay. I go into the other order. No prompt on that one to drop that one. Now, why it just picked one of them and not both? That's really weird to me. I don't understand that. Um, but long story short, the wings become ready and everything, and that's the order that I have left to pick up. So the one that DoorDash prompted me to drop that I did drop was the first one that was ready. And then so now I'm picking up the second order with the wings. Okay, so how much of this $9 do you think I got for the one order? $3.50. So I kind of, obviously I kind of screwed myself. If I would have just said no, I'll go ahead and take that order, and I should have took it. I should have put it in my car and then went back in there, and then DoorDash wasn't gonna prompt me to drop the second one, so and then I get the second one. Then I would have got the full $9, but I jerked myself over and got $3.50 for that. And that's the type of day it was. Next, I didn't even know what this was. Bloom House by Kroger. Come to find out later, when I did an internet search, it's the flower department. So I would have been picking up flowers. $7.50 going, 11 miles, decline. Now, if this would have been the last week of the month, and I've heard other dashers, that go for Top Dasher, they call it Hell Week, where they take every order until they're back up to the 70. Well, if this would have been Hell Week, then I would have had to take that, I would have been going out east all day long and going up to downtown and delivering orders everywhere except for right here, I guess. Oh, thank you very much. An Aldi's order. No thanks. I decline this, probably just being out of, you know, I really was pissed earlier, and I don't like it's like I was so pissed with blind rage at this particular time that, like, right now, trying to reflect back to 11:33 in the morning and why specifically I dropped this, honestly I couldn't tell you. But if I had to guess, it was because it was Aldi's. That's why. And 16 items, and with my bad track record shopping inside Aldi's. The store is 2 feet wide by 2 feet long, and you can't find anything in the store. So decline. And I should say after which one was it? Uh, I think it was after that Romeo's delivery. Um, yeah, when I was on that Romeo's order, my wife was like, you need to just finish that order and log off. I can tell you're too upset. You need to just log off after that order and come home. And, we had other stuff to do. We wanted to go out to eat and shop and everything. But I got off the phone with her and I was like, no, no, I did. Let's decline some more orders. I mean, it's this day's already shot to shit as it is. Let's go ahead and decline even more orders. So I declined these two, and then oh wow, I got an order that I could actually take. My gosh, 650, less than 3 miles. So I accepted this order. But after I accepted it and I was driving to go pick it up, I was getting I was hangry. Hangry. Big time. And just really tired. And I was like, and then just kind of like all of a sudden, I was just, I'd had enough of the game playing for the day, and it was a bad day, and so I went and picked this up. The order was ready. I got in my notes MIA customer. This was delivered to some kind of place of business. I sent my text that I was there. I walk into a completely empty building. There's a couple different like offices. Nobody's in them. Nobody's anywhere. All I see is people outside the back door on their smoke break, and I didn't want to bother them. There was like a table in the lobby. I just left the food there, and I'd also tried to call the customer. No answer. I just set it on a table and took a picture and text the picture to the customer and left and the dash done and chalked up the loss. Um, and then here's the final screen. So I started at 6:12 in the morning. This doesn't look too awfully horrible, like when on my spreadsheet for me to put down 12 deliveries done today, 8150. Well, I mean, on the surface, it doesn't seem like too horrible of a day, but it was horrible. And of course, I knew the miles was going to be bad. I stayed under 100 miles, if there could be anything positive about it. I had 98 miles. So, I mean, it's not a good day for mileage. And finished the day with a 63% acceptance rate. And this is, like I said, I've been dashing for a year. This is brand new, completely brand new territory for me. This is the first time I've been below probably like 67 in this whole year. So that this is uncharted territory. I mean, tomorrow has to be better than this, I would think. It's just, man, it's just crazy. I was not for the first like week where it's really like cold outside, and I was just not expecting it to be this bad like this. One positive thing to mention is I mentioned it in yesterday's video. The next negative rating to fall off my record was an exclusion. I earned at 1,806 orders. That dropped off this morning before my dash started. So next are two more exclusions before I get to a couple 4 stars. Um, but anyway, that's it for this recap. Or like I said, hopefully today's better. Um, but yeah, uh, yeah, some of those offers, I mean, just horrible, just flat out horrible. Um, but anyway, thanks very much for watching. Make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Check out some of my past videos. And until hopefully a brighter time, next time. Thanks again.